and welcome to Askimo TV. Today we're sitting with Roger Golten, otherwise known as Dr. Posture. So we're talking about posture. Roger, let me ask you, why do so many of us have neck and shoulder tension?
That's a very good question, Alicia, and it certainly is the most popular place to have tension. So I have a very simplistic explanation of this, and that is that our heads are falling off our shoulders. Why is that happening? Well, we're all very busy people. We're all getting ahead in life. Our heads are poking forwards. We want to see what's happening. We want to know what the next thing to do is. And we're looking at these TV and computer screens and smartphones. We're all so much screen-based. We're getting into a position where we're no longer naturally supported by the structure of our bodies. And so a lot of this is to do with sitting and too much sitting. And sitting is something that has become ubiquitous in our society. We all do it most of the time in the developed world, but it's not a natural thing, and we've not learned to do it properly. And I don't think the chairs that we sit on are not very helpful either. If you imagine a standard chair has a flat surface and maybe a flat back, 90 degrees, and we try to fit ourselves into that. Well, that's not the way we work. A lot of the research on ergonomic sitting, as it's called, came from looking at horse riders. And if you imagine you're sitting on a horse, riding a horse, you don't see horse riders with bad posture. If they had bad posture, they'd probably pretty soon pop a disc in their backs or get a really bad problem with their necks. When you're riding a horse, you really got to keep yourself upright. And if you think about your legs when you're riding a horse, they're wrapped around that horse. Your knees are much lower than your hips. And it's much easier to sit up straight when your knees are lower than your hips. So right now you could even do a little experiment, sit near the edge of your chair and get your knees down lower than your hips. And you'll find it's much easier straight away to sit up straight. So the best way to reduce shoulder tension is to put your body in if you like, get your body underneath your head. So there's that support. And ultimately, I mean, if you're standing, you want your head on top of your shoulders on top of your hips, and your hips on top of your feet. And if you're sitting, slightly different. You want your head on top of your shoulders on top of your hips, and you want to be sitting in a way that the basin of your pelvis is horizontal. So if you imagine your belt line, the rim of the bowl of your pelvis. Imagine it's the rim of a bowl of soup. And keep that soup, don't let the soup spill out at the back, and don't let it spill out at the front either. Keep that pelvis horizontal. That gives you the best possible support to carry the superstructure of your body, which is your head and shoulders, in a way that doesn't generate tension and pain.
Mm-hmm. And if we want to reduce the pain, apart from creating a posture that you've just described, what remedies or treatments or therapies might be helpful to reduce the pain that we experience?
Well, I'm a sort of structural engineer for the body. I'm a structural integration practitioner. There's a number of schools in this discipline, Rolfing, telework, which I trained in, something called KMI, kinesis myofascial integration. There are practitioners around the world trained in these methods, which I found personally very, very helpful. That's how I got into doing this. Dr. Posture started with the back pain. If you ask me what my background is, I was a guy with a back pain. And then more recently, I've investigated the Alexander technique, which has many applications. I've actually I actually apply it in swimming professionally, but I also ride a bicycle, just for fun or to get from A to B, and it's certainly applicable there. The idea of using your body well, using your body well in terms of function. If you use your body well, your body will become well. Function will affect your structure. In my professional life, I work more with the structure, and then I try to educate people about the function. There's no point in structurally treating somebody and then they go back to sitting really badly, because they're just going to undo all the good work. So I think the two things have to go together: education, therapy, and education.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Roger, for being with us today and talking to us about how to overcome neck and shoulder tension that so many of us experience. Thank you very much.